Good morning, my lovely students. Let's start our math virtual class. So our lesson for today is about multiplication. Multiplication. So what is multiplication? The terms of the multiplication are the factors and the product. Again, we have here factors and the product. So for example, we have 3 times 7 is equal to 21. So again, 3 and 7 are what we call the factors. And 21 is our product or the answer in a multiplication problem. Okay? 21 is what we call the product or the answer in a multiplication problem. So again, every time you learn multiplication, I hope everyone still remember their times table chart from 2 to 10. So these are the properties of the multiplication. So number one property that we have is associative property. Okay, this is associative property. So for example, we have 8 times 3 times 4 is equal to kaukap. 8 times bracket, inside the bracket we put 3 times 4. That is associative property. The next property that we have is commutative property. Commutative property. Distributive property. So for example, we have 5 times 4 plus 3. So we're going to distribute here and put inside the bracket. We have 5 times 4 plus 5 times 3. This is what we call the distributive property. And the last property that we have is identity property. Identity property. So the product of the number and 1 is that number. Okay, so for example, we have 8 times 1 is equal to 8. For example, here is 7 times 1 is always number 7. For example, I have 10 times 1. The answer is the number 10. Okay, that is what we call the identity property. Let's learn about multiplication by one digit, or how are we going to multiply numbers by one digit. In order to multiply a number by one digit factor, we need to multiply, if you still remember our place values that we learned before were the place values that we learned before were ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, and 10,000s. Okay, so let's multiply 6,403 times 2. So again, these are the place value: ones, tens, hundreds, and thousand. So we're going to multiply first the ones place value, and that is 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. Second step is the tens place, and our tens place is 0. So 0 times 2 is equal to 0. Okay. Next step, we have hundreds. So we are finished with ones and tens. Let's go on in our hundreds place. In our hundreds place is 4. So 4 times 2 is equal to 8. Fourth step is our thousands place. In our thousands place, what is the number in thousands place? We have 6. So let's multiply 6 times 2. 6 times 2 is 6 times 2 is equal to 12. That is why our answer is 12,806. 12,806. So for example again, I'm going to let you know again. So 6,403 times 2. So 3 times 2, again we're going to multiply the ones place value. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. Next, our tens place, 0 times 2 is equal to 0. Next, we have 4 times 2 is equal to 8. Next is 6 times 2 is equal to 12. And don't forget to write comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. Again, our answer or our product in this problem is 12,806. 12,806. Now let's learn how to multiply numbers by 10, 100, and 1000. So in order to multiply a number by 10, 100, and 1000, you need to write the number followed by 1, 2, 2, respectively. So you are the number, then you add 1 0. Okay, so for example, 34 times 10. So you just need to write down 34 because 34 times 1 is equal to 34. And then how many zeros are there? There are 1 0. So you're going to write down 1 0. Okay, 1 0. That is why our answer is 340. Okay. Next, we have, let's multiply by 100. Okay, so for example, we have 129 times 100. So 129 times 1 is equal to 129. And then, how many zeros are there? There are 2 zeros. So we're going to write down 2 zeros. Then 2 zeros. And then don't forget to write comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. That is why our answer is 12,900. Okay. Example number 3. Let's multiply by 1000. So for example, we have 78 times 1000. So let's multiply. 78 times 1 is equal to 78. How many zeros are there? There are 3 zeros. So we're going to write down 3 zeros and separate them with comma, 1, 2, 3, comma. So our answer is 78,000. Do you understand? Very good. There you go. Again, so our lesson was about multiplication, how to multiply the numbers by 0, how to multiply the numbers by 1 digit. This is the end of our lesson. See you next time. Goodbye.